Hi again, part 2 of making the keychain. I started it with the last time. We only got as far as the sketch, and then I got myself all balled up in editing text. Don't worry, took a couple of seconds, refreshed my memory. Let's get back to it, and I'll show you what I should have shown you without fumbling in the previous video. So here we are with the text. Recall the first sketch was just the outline of the keychain. The second sketch is the text. I'm just going to highlight that, right click, oops, highlight that, double click on it. No, I'm already editing, sorry. Back to that, highlight that, edit the sketch. I always find that if I look up here, I find if I'm actually editing something or not, and you get yourself stuck in a different mode because they all look so similar, unless you're actually paying attention to what the questions are on the left side or kind of what environment you are. It's sometimes easy to forget what actually mode you're in. If I move the cursor down here over top of the text, the thing that I was forgetting last time is I just double click on it. Double click on it, I'm back to sketch the text. The initials are AT. I can do all kinds of things. I can put it forwards or backwards. I'd stretched it 120% sideways before, wasn't really crazy about that. But the other thing I wanted to do was the font. And so if I had clicked document font, it's stuck with whatever the offset, the default is. But if I want to go to font, I can now pick any number of different fonty things. So I can pick, I don't know, whichever one you like. I'll try this chiller, see how that looks. I want it to be bold. Actually, I want it to be bold oblique. Nah, just bold. But the other thing I want to do is I want to make it bigger. And so 3.5 millimeters wasn't enough. How about 8.5? That's kind of weird. Still not quite big enough for me. I'll make it 12.5. Nah, still not big enough. I made the size of the thing 25, so maybe I should make it 20. That's getting more like it. And I'll click accept, and now I can move that down. Like so. Now it's this font that I picked, it's kind of strange. So I'm going to click this and we'll accept that. I wonder if I can trim out the things that I don't want. It's always worth a try. Nah, doesn't like that. Because the font is a thing on its own. So that's probably not the best font to pick. So I'll double click this again. I'll look for a different font. How about comic? That's probably better. I feel fairly comical. That looks all right. And maybe I'll reduce the size a little bit. Instead of 20, maybe I'll make it 18. Whoa, not 180. There. That's more like it. I can move that around. I'm liking that. And the third thing I'll do is yet another sketch, and I could have included both of those things in the first sketch, I want to put something different on the opposite side. So I'm going to do another sketch, and picking a plane, top plane, There we go. And I'm going to do text. Put that in. Because I'm going to be doing this on the flip side, definitely going to do it like so. I don't want to use document font again, and I will make it 10. See if that's too big. Whoops. Just say yes and move that over here. Yeah, that's going to be too big. So double click on that. And maybe I'll make it 8. But now I can also compress it sideways, like so. Maybe I can widthen it. Widthen it? Is that a word? Probably not. There. Ah! There. Sorry about that. Scared myself. That's good. See, now I could also dimension the point where the text starts. So I can click that to that and say 3. I could click that to that and say 3, and we're done. But we're not really done because basically all we have are 3 sketches. So we don't actually have a solid yet. So we need to actually extrude something. Well, you know how to do that. Extruded boss base. I don't want to pick that contour. I want that sketch. Whoops. Yeah, I was selecting. So because I had this highlighted when I went to extruded boss base, it assumed I wanted to extrude that sketch. This is the one that I want to extrude. There we go. And I said in my notes it was going to be 5 millimeters. And there it is, 5 millimeters. Now, I wanted to put this on the top, and I can do it a bunch of ways. I can do an extruded cut. I can do this thing called a wrap, which is kind of interesting. They'll get you the same thing. I'm just going to, because it's one of the more common and simple tools, I'm going to do an extruded cut. And the key is I can pick what plane I'm going to cut from. I don't want this from the sketch plane. I want to sketch from a surface of that. And the depth I want to go to blind. I want to, it's 5 millimeters deep. Maybe I want that to be 1.5 millimeters. Now, it's going to give me an error because notice that it's trying to cut away from the surface. Where there's all these little buttons, I can reverse the direction here. If I reverse the direction, now it's going to cut that depth into the part, and that's kind of exactly what I want it to do. I can add other interesting details to it, like I can put draft on it. Draft is making the sides angled. In some applications, it makes it easier to make a part by doing that. So I'll put a massive draft, 15-degree angle on that. Oh, didn't like that. Why didn't it like that? Oh, it didn't like my draft angle. Sometimes if the part thins out too much, it doesn't like it. There. That's what I wanted. So that's one side. Now what about the other side? We can take this sketch And this one, let's do a wrap instead. We can do a deboss, we can cut into it, we can just scribe the line, or we can emboss, so we can actually make it stand out from the keychain. I think that would be uncomfortable rattling around in your pocket. So I'm going to go for this deboss. And we got that sketch. How deep are we going to go with it? That seems pretty reasonable. The face we want to go on is that. And so let's see if that will work. There we go. That was easy. So that's two different ways to cut some things into the part. Now, there's lots of other details you might like to do with this. For instance, I'm not crazy about these sharp edges. So I'm going to put a fillet on one of the sides. I'm going to make it a 1mm fillet. I'll pick that edge. And you can see it's showing me what it's going to do. I could pick, instead of a fillet, I could pick another thing called a chamfer, which is like a carved angle. And I'll make that also 1mm. You can play around with those dimensions, doesn't hurt anything. And that shows. Now, you know, when you try to put a keychain into something, it's really annoying when it's hard to fit the ring through. So I'm gonna maybe put a chamfer on this hole as well. That side and that side. There's my keychain. Save it. And we're done. I've got some other tricks I'm going to show you in the next video. So in the meantime, thanks for watching.